Welcome to The One Thing, where each episode features our signature segment, Pandora's Box. We dive into hot topics that challenge the norm and ignite real conversation.
Inspired by Greek mythology, Pandora's Box isn't just about chaos. It's about truth, transformation and hope. That's what we bring to every conversation.
Have a cause or business that deserves to be seen? Want to be remembered forevermore? Be our next special guest. Contact us today at theonething@edgeradioaustralia.com.
Hello and welcome to Edge Radio Australia. You are listening to The One Thing with Aaron, Lisa,
Hello.
myself.
Am I allowed to talk now?
No, Lisa spoke over the news. She's telling Kim and Luke, our very special guests, to listen to our intro because she's that proud of it.
Well, thanks on it.
In fairness, I'm not proud of it.
The dancing part?
Oh, the whole thing, but the dancing part particularly, yeah. I tried to like channel my 80s dance man, you know, the whole.
Well, my dance was this with my hand coming through. So welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We have a couple of very special guests today, and I'm going to read it from here because Lisa's given me a whole list of things to actually read out. We're going to be talking about radical responsibility, real love, and how to grow together without losing yourself. So these two beautiful guests we have here, Kim and Luke Herman, have been together for 28 years.
Wow.
They have a lived experience and a professional wisdom on the subject, and it makes them a force in helping others to reconnect, rebuild and thrive and rise. In this episode, we are opening Pandora's box on healthy communication, personal growth, self-responsibility, and why being selfish might be the most loving thing you can do.
You got me at selfish.
Oh, yes. So this couple right here, Kim and Luke, are a powerhouse couple in the world of healing and conscious relationships. Together for almost 28 years, they bring both personal experience and not emojis, personal experience and professional expertise. Emojis got in my way.
I'm waiting for you to go, I'm Ron Burgundy?
Oh, yeah. I was going to go, yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
There was going to be a little joke in there about mushrooms, but we won't do that one.
She practiced so hard.
Based in Perth, Kim is a holistic transformation therapist and coach, and I see you on socials all the time giving out lots of nuggets. She helps to heal trauma, shift subconscious patterns, and reconnect with your true self. Her work combines nervous system regulation, emotional release, and soul-led transformation. Luke is a grounded men's coach, facilitator, and he's also a Sparky who co-runs their family electrical business. Together, they co-facilitate a powerful couples healing program, guiding couples to release unconscious patterns, build emotional safety, and create relationships that are both deeply connected and authentically expressed. I'm not going to read any more because I think that's enough. You've got the gist of it, right?
Look,
I'd be worried if they weren't still together with all that.
you got to understand, being a Sparky, it must be an electric sort of relationship. Yeah, no question about it.
Sparks are flying.
Boom, boom.
So over to you, Lisa. You've known Kim and Luke a little bit longer than myself. So
that's a nice segue.
Well, you don't need to read anything, do you?
You got the notes.
I forgot my glasses, but I'm wearing Aaron's, so I'm all good now.
I don't need glasses. No, it's a false story. I don't use them at all. No?
So it's really great to have you guys both on here together because you've been on The One Thing individually before.
We have.
I think it was you, wasn't it, Kim, that came to the Wangara studio?
Yeah, I was just before you moved to the new premises.
Yeah, which was very exciting. It's hard to believe that we ever used to be there now, isn't it?
We've been here. It feels like such a long time, but yeah, just over a year. Yeah, we're comfy in our little home. Or much larger home.
Yes, it certainly is. So what I would absolutely love for both of you to share to start with, how it all began.
As in
your relationship.
Our relationship.
Oh, here we go. This is a good one.
Well, first the earth cooled, then the dinosaurs came. Right?
I'll say it first. When we first met each other, we were camping.
Yep.
And we hooked up and we both said to each other, I don't want a boyfriend. I don't want a girlfriend.
Okay. He was the first one night stand I'd ever had.
For 28 years.
A one night stand. Ironically.
There you
It's
go.
hilarious.
It's about preconceived ideas when you go into a relationship, isn't it? Like so many people, in the dating game, for argument's sake, they say, "Oh, I'm looking for something long term and this and that." No, not.
Yeah, when you're not looking for it, often the door comes knocking.
That's right. That's right.
I'd just come out of a marriage, and Luke had come out of a
Long-term
relationship.
Yeah. Yep.
So we kind of, I guess we weren't looking.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's actually 10,220 stands. Not a one-night stand, it's 10,220.
Oh, well, says so much for you.
Yes.
And it didn't happen straight away in the sense, like we left that weekend thinking that we weren't going to hook up again.
Mhm.
But then I was selling the home that I'd had from my previous marriage.
Someone
and
needed some
I
electrical
needed
work
some
done.
electrical work done.
Oh, that old chestnut.
Well done, Luke.
Love
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to get right into it. How often do you guys argue? I was at the dentist today, and
Yeah,
the
we still
dentist said,
argue. Yeah.
the dentist said, what are you doing later this afternoon? I said, oh, well, I've got a radio show and we've got guests on and they've been married for 28 years and they're in a relationship. And then the dentist said, oh, you should have, I can't remember her name, the dental assistant on because she's been married for nearly 50 years. And then she said, for anybody that tells me that they never argue, I call bullshit.
Yeah.
I was about to say that.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We argue, I wouldn't say all the time, but we have
Yeah.
patches where we argue and
Yeah.
disagree. We're two separate people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can't expect to see eye to eye on everything.
Yep.
And also who we were when we first met is different from who we are now. So
Absolutely.
you grow and change and
Oh, wow. I want to ask a question on that, if I could butt in on that one. Because, look, you've been together such a long time, 28 years. You were different people, right?
absolutely.
Your personalities and your lives have gone through such changes. So, okay, I know there's no secret sauce to this, but all those years later, do you just have to – what if you don't evolve at the same rate or in the same direction? Like, how do you make that work?
And we've certainly gone through that in the
Yeah.
sense, especially when it came to our own personal healing.
Yep.
I went on a healing journey many, many years before Luke did. I will also have always been very into the spiritual side of my life. Luke wasn't. He wasn't interested at all.
Yep.
And it was never something I pushed on him. He was supportive in my healing journey, and I guess in the sense that he let me spend the money on doing what I needed to do, and
Yeah.
he benefited from my healing journey, but it was never me pushing him to go on his until he was ready. And I guess there is fear, I think, when you grow that, oh, what if the other person doesn't? And I think when you have a couple where one person does go on the healing journey, there's that invitation for the other person to, at some stage, not meet you at the exact same level,
Sure.
But level up.
but to grow as well.
Right.
And I think
Oh, and we got thunder on that statement.
Right in the background there. I organised that.
Level up, and then we had thunder.
And I think I did, for me to get it like onto my healing journey, it did take a bit of pushing. Kim could see how much pain and hurt I was in. And, being a great ostrich, you can keep your head in the sand for so long.
Right.
Until what I'd say, it was that moment where the words came out and she said, you need to start doing some work on yourself. Otherwise, I can't see us having a future together, which I call the velvet-handled sledgehammer moment.
Mate, I tell you right now, that's exactly where it was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because he wasn't at my level, because of the depression he was in. And I left him for a good 12 months to sit with his emotions. But he'd become very distant from me. He'd become very distant from the kids. And I guess that's where I kind of was like, well, what do I want in a relationship? I still loved him, but I also knew I didn't want to be with someone where I felt alone.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you stayed in the same home, or you?
Yeah, we stayed in the same home.
Yeah.
And it was done with kindness. It wasn't like, oh, if you don't, I'm going to kick you out. It was like,
Not at all.
I've given you this space. You really need to do something about it.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do, but you've got to do something.
That would have been so difficult. How old were the kids then?
That would have been about
10 years ago?
Yeah, 10 years ago. It's got to say about 8 and 10. So yeah.
Okay, so for anybody going through something similar, is this a process that you would suggest?
I think when someone's going, I mean, Luke's depression was initiated by his mum dying. That was the catalyst.
My dad, my brother, my mum.
Yeah.
So it was like
So
a
it brought up,
combination.
it brought up a lot of grief from losing his dad when he was younger and his brother. And I kind of gave him the space. Grief, everyone grieves differently, don't they? So you kind of, I knew that, and so gave him the space, and he knew I was there. He's a surfer. He spent a lot of time at the beach. Because
that's a godsend.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's someone needs to actually say something for that person to be able to get out of their own head.
Yeah,
space.
that's right. Yeah.
And go, well, hang on a minute. This is something I really, she's right.
Yeah. And that's I didn't talk to her for 2 days.
Yeah.
And then
I love the old I didn't talk to you trick.
I think she's right. I think I need to do something. And I could see myself, I couldn't see myself in another 10 years doing the same way that I was carrying on, because I wouldn't, I then had that realization that stress and everything that build up will come out on a cellular level on your body, because that's what happened to my brother and my mum, because they never dealt with anything when my dad died. So I realized it was really important that I actually, start doing something. And then it was like, after
it's like a little wake-up call. It's like,
the Sparky had lost his spark.
Oh,
Boom.
it was all negatives.
no positives there.
I actually want to say something as far as the gender thing here, right? Okay, and I kind of take the opportunity to kind of thank the women in our lives. I know. Are you ready for this? Because I occasionally get accused of not being on the same page on this, but I think it's all about intent, right? Yeah. And when you, as a man, okay, we can become stubborn, we can get set in our ways, we can kind of, I'm Mr. Fix-It. More often than not, it's the woman in our life who is actually the person who is the catalyst to actually set us off and say, okay, you know what, it's time you actually did something.
I think that works both ways, though. 100%, because I've had it the opposite with Richard.
Yeah.
So,
there you go.
And my children and Luke were the catalyst for my healing journey.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
I
think just trying to throw a compliment out there.
No.
I think one.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think this doesn't have to apply to all relationships, but one sign that can show you're in a good relationship is that you want to be the best version of yourself for them.
Yeah.
It's not like you want to be better because you need fixing, but that person makes you want to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And I think, that's an indication that you genuinely care about the relationship and that person if you feel that way.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What about competition in the relationship?
Oh, I had a story for you.
Oh, come on.
So
I don't know where this is going.
He's sitting in the corner really scared.
And I
He's
was actually
shivering.
going to ask what you meant by that before Kim answers, because I don't actually understand the question. Kim obviously
Kim's
does.
going to go with it. Trust me.
So I've always been very spiritual and had spiritual practices and used to teach spiritual stuff in my women's circles. Luke, not a bar of it at all. And then one day, I don't know what happened, but he had this spiritual awakening and he suddenly could see spirit and talk to spirit and do this, and he would have really clear visions. I don't have clear visions, and I got really jealous. And every time he would come and speak to me excited about something that had happened, I would get a bit funny. And one day he said to me, he goes, what's going on with you? He said, every time I talk to you about spiritual stuff, you get a bit with me.
It's a technical term.
And he's like, and I had to go away and sit and think about it. And I was like, man, I think I'm just jealous because all of a sudden you're spiritual. And
I've worked so hard.
And your abilities and everything have just gone next level. But now I'm proud of him, and we have moments.
You say you're proud of him, but what came to my mind, and correct me if I'm wrong, but because you've been through so much heartache with losing people that have gone to the other side, I mean, is it something that you've actually controlled? You say you're proud of him, but has he actually done the work to cause it?
What do you mean?
Or has it just
Your
happened?
spiritual
Oh, the
awakening.
spiritual.
Yeah, being able to see spirit.
I had no choice in it because when it first started happening,
Mm.
I wasn't a spiritual person at all.
Yeah.
And I think, what happens is when you start doing the work on yourself, it's almost like you're cleaning yourself out. You're making yourself, where you need to be. You feel comfortable in your own skin. And then all of a sudden, I remember it was like one of the first ones, it was, didn't expect it. And when it came through, it was like,
Are you comfortable sharing what that was?
yeah. We were at the Conscious Living Expo at Claremont, and we were like selling our wares, what we did about mental health and well-being and everything, and the programs that we run. And they had this sound healing opposite, and they had 4 people held space, and they just played a didgeridoo on the speaker in the background. And I was like, I'll go. It's like 15 minutes, have a try out and see what it's like. And I remember sitting in there, and I was like, I'm just going to see where this goes. And I'm just sitting in there, and all of a sudden I'm riding this wild stallion through this field, and I'm just going, this is pretty wild.
Wow.
I'm like, and experiencing.
Was it a black stallion or a white stallion?
It was like a brown and white.
Oh, yeah.
Native American Indian. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I'm changed into this eagle, and I'm over the top of the field looking down. You could see the horse underneath and that. And then
Sounds like a trip, doesn't it?
And
it sounds like a Mustang commercial.
And then I finished, the funny thing is I finished, right, and I'm just going, oh my God, what the hell was that? That was like mad. That was wild. And I was like, walk over to Kim. Kim goes, so how was that? And I couldn't put anything into words. Right. All I did was burst into tears.
Into tears.
I burst into tears. Like, oh my God, that was like the most insane thing I've ever done. It's like, and she's like, what happened? He goes, I don't know. I can't tell you. And it's like, and that's just a lot of things when like you get, I get things like visual and that. It's really hard for me to put it down on paper. And, I've almost got to channel it to write because I'm dyslexic as well. So for me to write something is really hard. And I remember like I've had lots of things that I've had to sit down and just like, okay, I need to take myself out of it and just let the words just pour out. And I'm pretty surprised with myself about what actually comes out on the paper.
That's brilliant. On that front, on a little side note on that, do you now, use ChatGPT and things like that too, or any of these sort of tools as someone who's got dyslexia, to, so you can put those things down.
To see spirits?
Yeah. No.
No, to transcribe.
To transcribe. Because we've got a few people who have dyslexia who struggle with that. I'm just going to let it go.
You just don't like not being the funny one.
Well. We'll start with composition again, shall we?
I know which one you're talking about, and there's a little app called Otter.
Right.
And you can just grab it and you can just talk to it and then it transcribes and then you can just leave it there. And then when you get back, you can just pick it up and reread it. But it reads it and it says the words as well. So if it's picked something up wrong, you can actually pick it up.
Okay, yeah. I found like voice memos quite good as well.
Yeah.
Because you can just like close my eyes and I can just try and say, like, rerun it through my head.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not the subject of today's show, but if it helps people,
really, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
You're just being so caring today.
It's called hungover.
It's called being hungover. I'm just going to bring it back to healthy communication. This is one of the things that you guys wanted to talk about on the show. How do you keep your communication in a healthy space when someone chucks the shits for 2 days or when someone decides that, you're not the person they don't want to speak to? How do you bring back communication into the relationship?
Great question.
We don't always do it perfectly.
Okay. Well, that's
We're
good.
We're human.
Yeah.
So even with all the training and experience we have, we don't always get it perfectly right. But I guess for us, most of the time is we recognise that it's not always usually about us. It's because something's going on with either one of us and just give some space. And we just have the invitation that when you're ready to talk about it, let's talk about it.
But what about when one of you thinks it's the other one?
Well, it's important not to lay blame, right? And it's also an important thing is forgiveness and let things go. Because the longer you hang on to things, the more it stews up and the more you focus on like the negative of the moment. So you need to look at what you're asking for, and that's the solution. And the solution is usually looking past that and actually getting on with things in life.
Because what happens with couples, so often we get caught into disagreements and we get stuck into wanting to be right.
Yeah.
And we just want to be right, where no one wins in those sorts of conversations.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so it's about taking a step back and recognizing, well, what is the outcome we do want?
Yep.
And can we talk about it? When it's really heated, it's often best for us to let's pause and wait till we've cooled down. And that might mean us going to separate space, Luke going out to his shed, me going to the office or the room and just having some, because, you know, when you're especially when you're in the thick of feeling that emotion, it's not always the best place and time to be having those conversations. Often.
You're working from
you say things from a place of being triggered and hurt. And really what's happening is that, you know, especially if someone else's behaviour, what it does, it can trigger shame in us and then we become very reactive.
Can you go further on that, trigger shame?
So shame is when we feel bad about who we are.
Yeah.
So if, say, for example, Luke forgot something really, really important.
Like your wedding anniversary?
He has
happened. We're both forgotten.
especially now we tend to, because you get so busy in life and it's been so long. But, you know, say he's forgotten something important, I could interpret that's I'm not
worthy.
Not worthy, or I'm not that important to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's triggered shame in me, where the reality might be he's just so super, super busy at work, or he's had a really crap day and it just completely slipped his mind. And, you know, I always say, you know, when I coach some of my clients, I hate orange flowers. I'm not a fan of the colour orange.
Okay.
And every now and then Luke brings me home a bunch of flowers with orange flowers in it.
Just to test that.
Now the very
You don't sit in the car with scissors and just
get my pliers out.
They're too bloody expensive to be testing them.
The old unhealed version of me used to get really upset about it. Like, you've been with me this long, you should know I hate orange flowers.
I didn't know you didn't like orange flowers. Well, you tell me now after 28 years.
But the reality is, especially with men's minds are designed to just think about one thing at a time. If you think about their mind like
it's gold ribbon
boxes, and they can only really have one box open at a time, where women will have multiple and emotions are attached to everything. So he's opened his box. Oh, I'm going to get Kim flowers. He doesn't think about the colour. So I recognise now he's just thought his thought is, he doesn't go to the shop and go, oh, I'm going to buy that bunch of orange flowers just to piss Kim off.
I can't even say I'm colourblind. I'm an electrician.
I thought that earlier.
So he's actually, you know, he's coming from a good place. So I learned to just say thank you and enjoy them as much as I can.
I'm just thinking maybe, Aaron, do we need to have a short break
We
and then come
do,
back and discuss femininity and
We are
masculinity?
on the page, but very quickly, I saw, speaking of on the page, if we look at the screen, Lisa L, thank you, Lisa, for your lovely comment here. Now, who would like to read this one?
Do you know, I'm great you mentioned that, Lisa, because that was another point I wanted to talk about, was we need to not assume what our partners want and need and assume things in a relationship. And even though we've been together 28 years, like I said earlier, we've changed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And for those listening on the radio, the note up there says communication, absolutely key. And I think it's important to ask for what we need and not expect our husbands' partners to guess.
Yeah,
but we're not brought up to communicate our needs.
No, very, very true.
And school dulls that down quite a bit, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know, you could put your hand up.
Yeah.
I never put my hand up.
No.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't apply to your relationships with your husband or partner. It applies to any relationship, really, about communicating and not assuming that people know what it is you want and need in a given moment. Ask
I just think I'm still just gobsmacked that you get flowers, but anyway.
I was thinking about this just as we were talking about that. I've had women in my life who bought me flowers a couple of times, right? And I'm not going to lie, like I just think to myself, like, really, why? Because I don't get it. And I've just thought about, for all of these years, I appreciate the gift and the thought, but flowers, right? But I've got the male equivalent. I finally worked it out. You know what it is? A bunch of cable ties, right? Bring a fella a bunch of cable ties. He'll be happy. That's all he needs in life, right?
Okay, Rich.
maybe they were sending you the
Will
message.
they be
that
orange?
wanted flowers.
That's exactly what it is. And on that bombshell, a quick break.
Is pain holding you back? Bowen Therapy with Panacea Healing can change that for you. It's never too late to recharge your health, career, or purpose. You have the power within yourself to change what no longer serves you, taking your life and health to another level. panaceahealing.com.au. You can do anything.
And you're listening to the One Thing on Edge Radio Australia, wherever you are in the world. It's so good to have you listening. And we're covering some really fun topics.
Agreed.
And we are in Perth, Western Australia, and we can hear a lot of rain here.
Yeah.
It is pouring. And for those who are listening on the radio, or for those watching the video, I'm fiddling the volumes as much as I can to try and fight the rain. But just crank it up. There you go. That's the best answer.
Yeah.
That's our
for
life.
sure.
Crank it up.
That's right.
Turn it up to 11.
And that's how you should live your life, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Yeah.
I've been married twice, and I don't remember in either relationship there being any understanding of masculine and feminine energy. So I'd love for one of you or both of you to explain that to people so that they understand. I mean, I know I like masculine energy.
Yep.
But apparently it's we both have both.
Yep. Do you know why you like the man to be in the masculine? So you can then step back into your feminine, right? So naturally,
I think a lot of women feel like that.
Yeah, and the big problem these days is a lot of women work, right, or at home with the kids. So in the masculine, you're very much a goal-driven. It's a little bit based on the ego and things like that.
Action taking.
Yeah,
doing.
action and doing. Yeah, so goal-focused. So what you find is a lot of women that work or is at home looking after the kids, they're in their masculine, right? And then so when their husband gets home, they find that they want to then step into their feminine and allow them to, receive and relax and do some things that would then allow themselves to feel more comfortable in themselves. So the problem is these days is some women either don't know how to step back in the feminine, or the man doesn't step up into the masculine and allow the woman to step back. So when you walk in the door and the kids are playing up and she says, I've had enough, these kids are driving me nuts, the man goes, well, I've been at work all day. So they turn into a competition instead of going, look, you sit down, make a cup of tea, I'll take over, look after everything for a while, and I'll sort of start dinner and that. And she goes, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need, because then she can get back and then she can recharge her batteries a bit, and then the man can do what he needs to do. And it's also the other thing is like, when you get home from work on Friday, and this is what happens with our relationship sometimes, is like, Kim's like, I'm exhausted. I can't be bothered cooking dinner. Can you organise takeaway? And a lot of guys go, oh, can't you just organise it and that, and I'll pick it up? And what she's asking me, she goes, I need to step back my feminine. You need to take over and you need to do it. And I'll just go, okay, do you want this, this, or this? And I'll ring up, order it, and I'll say, I'll go down and pick it up. And then she can then just go into feeling a lot more comfortable and being where she needs to be for a while, because being at work and doing everything you need to do. So they're the main two things. And being able to swap between the two is really important as well. So, as a feminine, you're good at listening, being endearing and caring, right? So, in a role where, like a school teacher is, we'll ask the kids, or tell the kids what they need to do. They're receiving, so they're in their feminine. Or if the teacher asks a question, then the child will then put his hand up and they'll say, okay, what is the answer? The teacher then reverts back to the feminine energy, and then the child will say, be directive. This is the answer, and then they'll tell them.
Okay, so in a nutshell, being feminine is submissive, yeah?
No, I wouldn't say it's
No.
submission. It's receiving.
Receiving?
Okay.
We want, I think this is where we're having a lot of society, women in society are struggling in relationships because really they want a man that will lead. So men are traditionally protectors. They want to feel like they're providing. That doesn't mean that they have a partner that does nothing, but there's an element of providing, protecting, but really someone that's in their centered masculine will lead. When a woman's in her centered feminine, she's receiving. and allowing herself to be led. But we swap and you can't in an intimate relationship, in a partnership, you can't both be in your masculine or you can't both be in your feminine. It won't work.
At the same time, you mean?
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah.
So you will swap and change.
Right.
And I was very much in my masculine for most of my life. Luke was very much in his feminine. He was raised by a mother that was very much in her masculine energy. And when I went on my healing journey and I wanted to like not be so controlling and allow him to lead, he didn't know what to do at first.
When you don't know how to do it, like you know, you can be great at your job and you can be masculine in your job. In the relationship,
he wasn't.
Just,
and I was getting really frustrated and shitty. Like,
like a lot of women are.
I'm sick of organising the dates. I'm sick of organising the holidays. Like, I want you to step up and do something.
But there's been 50-odd years of absolute concentrated effort to destroy the roles of masculine and feminine.
I absolutely agree with you.
So a man doesn't know how to be a man anymore, doesn't understand.
Yeah.
And same for women, right? This is the problem.
And this is why we're getting so many men that are angry and a lot more violence.
Oh, that's actually, do you know what? That's actually a lie. Okay, that's not from. I'm not saying you're a liar. That's a lie from media. For argument's sake, like we talk about the world right now, and everyone goes, "Oh, you know, domestic violence is terrible," and obviously it is terrible. There's never been statistically it's the safest time in the world to be a woman.
I don't mean so much domestic violence, but there's a lot of angry men.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that narrative is being sold.
Yeah,
right? And I think that, to your point, I think a lot of men are angry because they feel lost.
Yeah.
Where was my place?
They don't know where their place is.
We need more role models. We need more male ones, female ones. We need to be comfortable in your femininity. You be comfortable in masculinity, right? That goes for both genders. So, to me, the key to a relationship, and I should never give advice on relationships, but it's teamwork. And when you guys know when to flip and when you need to be in your feminine, when you need to be your masculine. It's that understanding each other to know when to fall into those roles.
It's made such a change to our relationship, learning that. Like
there was
huge.
There's bringing back to that masculine, feminine, and that balance. There was a really great, and I can't remember where I saw a couple, and they had the 80-20 rule. When one person was sitting at 20, the other person would pick it up and bring up 80. Or if they're sitting at 50-50, as long as together they both came in at 100%, so that when one actually fell down, they could pick the other one up.
Yeah.
And I think that was just such a great balance, because what that does is keeps the family unit together. Because if the kid's suffering, and mum's suffering and she's got no energy left anymore, and the dad's coming home, like you said, and he's just not he's not seeing or acknowledging that she needs to step into her feminine, you've got this imbalance in the family unit. And when you bring both together up nice and level, you've actually got a hang on, family unit.
We may be on, I know we're definitely on the radio, but we've just had a power fluctuation that has
Do you know a Sparky?
We know a Sparky.
It's a flux capacitor. I'm telling you, it's a flux capacitor.
All right, so we are going to keep talking because we're still on air.
And I'm just going to have a quick play and find out what is left.
So we've never had this happen before?
No, I've never ever had this happen
we did say that it was rainy weather.
Someone's hit a pole, let's say, probably something.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
well, hopefully everybody is safe.
Has shut things down, but I would assume, and I can't even assume for this screen.
Oh, this is exciting.
John, Edge Radio we were just talking about, running on empty.
Well, what I'll do is I'll keep playing with this. You guys keep
the conversation going.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, I thought that was a great analogy of feminine and masculine, bringing both into balance. And I think that 80-20, when someone's 80, look, we're back on.
It does appear that we're back. There we go.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I think we have so many women because they fought for equal rights that are so much stuck in their masculine and they're in it all the time and they're in their relationships and then wondering why the relationships aren't working. And I have spoken to some people about this and they struggle with understanding the concept. It's not about being submissive. It's basically it's like two dicks fighting if you're both in your masculine. It just doesn't work. You've got to, and we want our men, and then women get frustrated when their men don't step into their masculine, but they don't understand that's what they're frustrated with.
Yes, yeah. So what type of coaching do you both offer? Because I know that
actually, if I can interrupt on this one, before we jump into that, we've had a number of questions that I really want to address.
Oh, yes, please.
If we could do that, would be fantastic.
Would be
so
I will step into my feminine, shall I?
If you could.
Because otherwise we have two in the masculine, right?
Oh, there's that sword fight going on. Anyway.
Right, Lisa is stepping into her feminine and allowing Aaron to lead.
And watch me step into my stupidity and destroy people's names with mispronunciation. All right, so I believe it's Shoma. Lovely to hear from you. Fantastic. She has put there, tolerance is very important. When we learn to tolerate the little things and not complain all the time, we realise that it's not so hard.
That is so true.
So true. Yeah, absolutely.
So many.
Really agree with that. And
Thank
if I
you for
fire
sharing
through,
that.
oh, absolutely.
Oh, Travis.
Okay.
What's Travis's one? Travis's one something about rubber ducks or something. Probably. Yeah.
And we'll just go past communication. Sorry, guys. There's just a lot coming in here that is just got to get on top of it.
That's right. We'll allow you to be in your masculine.
Well, thank you very much. There we go.
That's it. He's leading. That's the only example. He's leading.
All right. Aha. Now, Lisa L. Thank you, Lisa. Oh, there we go.
The narrative.
The narrative about toxic masculinity hasn't done society any favours. It has been a bandwagon to jump on and to judge from. Sadly, now men aren't sure what women, and I've just lost the screen. Sorry.
And I believe toxic masculinity has stemmed from men not knowing how to be.
Yeah, look, there's nothing.
And the women don't know either, is what she's saying as well.
Exactly.
So
and a lot of the women don't know.
A brilliant point, Lisa. Honestly, it's there is nothing toxic about your masculinity. No. Right? There's nothing. That whole term has been used to divide people. Yeah. And you know what? There's a reason why we talk about yin yang. Women and men work best when they understand their own strengths and that you come together, right? Sometimes you're in your feminine energy, sometimes in your male, right?
I just want to say something. What my mum, this is a little tip my mum gave me.
Yeah.
She used to say, you have to make them think it's their idea and you've won.
Yeah. That has been done to me through my entire relationship.
Isn't that gaslighting?
Not necessarily that you won, but you have to make them feel important enough that it's become their idea. So that they have the notion that they've come up with this brilliant idea because they feel so disconnected otherwise.
Women in relationships tend to want to know that they're loved and feel loved.
Yeah.
Men like to feel appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where
that's coming. Yeah,
that's
what she's saying.
So we've been talking about heterosexual relationships. So for anybody that's in a homosexual relationship, is it kind of the same
thing applies? You would have one that would step into their masculine lead. So I'll use dating for example. Really, dating, you want the masculine partner to be the one that leads. And this is, I used to be the one that would organise for us to go out to dinner and organise. And since we've kind of gone through our own healing journey and our relationship training, Luke now steps up. He organises the dates. He won't even, if he asks me what I want to do, he'll give me one or two choices or he'll make the decision. And for me to receive that, I just go along with it. And he'll just say, be ready for 7 o'clock. I'm taking you out to dinner. And it's such a nice feeling.
I love all of that.
Oh, no, you don't anymore. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
He has a brother.
Yeah.
There we go.
It was a cheap comment because it was such
a question here or a comment more. And, most of them that come through from Travis Carter are rubbish and I don't put them on the screen. But this one, I'm teasing, mate. Lovely to see your comment there. A lot of women don't understand masculinity because they grew up without a male role model.
It's 100% really good point.
And males don't actually know how to become masculinity because they didn't grow up with a male role model either.
That's right. Yeah,
they might have had a physical role model there, but not somebody that was emotionally present.
Yeah, that too.
Look, if you look statistically, most men have been removed from their children's lives, right? That's statistically correct in every way, shape or form.
Just saying, boys, you weren't you've got your parents, both of them, so you
So what,
better
you say
step
there's no
up.
excuses?
This is my show. I'm talking.
Yeah. I'm
boys.
I'm so glad you're doing parenting from here. That's great. All right,
That's
let's
for
have a
another
look.
show.
Yeah, there we go. Now we'll bring up this other copy. There's so many fantastic comments coming
Nicole.
through. I really appreciate this. So from
Nicole.
I love the 4 agreements. Don Miguel.
Don
yes.
Miguel.
Don
Okay.
Miguel,
Yeah.
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 Relationships. Be
Yeah,
impeccable with your word.
Yeah.
Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Always,
Always do your
best.
best.
Thank you
Love
for
that. Thank you.
watching, Nicole.
Great
Great
reminder,
and
Nicole.
definitely
Yeah.
applying that to your relationship.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, no, great book.
We need to stop being combative rather. Okay, you know, like we're on the
That's a
same
good word, actually.
Yeah.
Combative.
Yeah. That's how so many relationships become. Like a moment ago when you were saying about the date night, okay, or going out. Like so many times I've had this experience, and so I'm kind of very resistant to what you said, because in in theory what you said is perfect. My reality has been very different. So if I've gone and been in my masculine and organised a date night, for argument's sake, okay, a bunch of flowers, all the goodies, all that stuff. What I've had far too many times with women in my life are going, I don't like those flowers. Oh, the movie wasn't very good.
It's like, I would have gone, what do you want?
They're not stepping into their centered feminine energy and receiving.
You know, did you not check the menu before we came here? Well, no, because oh my word.
Oh,
I'm
that's
telling you-
terrible, Aaron.
Oh, Aaron.
It's-
Why don't you just
now we
walk
understand
out?
you on a whole other level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's finally opened up.
Oh no. Oh yeah, because I've always held back.
They're just staring you up.
No, I don't.
You took the bait and fly to sinker.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a good fisherman.
yeah, you are. You are.
Oh,
No,
no,
but
that's
it's true.
terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so you try and be like, you know.
But
making
that's not
things-
every day, is it?
It's most days.
Oh, you're kidding
most
me.
and right now.
Can someone
I mean,
take Aaron on a date,
no,
please?
most nowadays when you're dating, okay, I'm out there and I'm doing it. You know, most weeks I'm out on a date.
Here we go. He's like thinking about, am I going to trip over here?
I have the right to remain silent.
Everyone is dying to say something.
But the expectation, right, is very unrealistic now, right? And it
Why?
makes-
What are they expecting?
Oh,
Because this is something that Kim and
I
Luke
think
can
this
both.
comes back to the not making assumptions. Like, I think that in that situation, my advice, if there was a woman that came and said that to me, my advice to them would be, can you allow yourself to receive? And then after the date, next day, talk about what foods you like and don't like. Talk about, you know, like you did. Like I said before, you didn't choose it thinking, well, I'm going to piss her off because I know she doesn't like that menu. Like, it's about thinking about, well, what was the intention?
Exactly.
But that's just
Where was that
rude.
person coming from?
Yeah.
so someone in my past, for our first birthday together, I took her out to a lovely restaurant. I bought a small piece of jewelry and a lovely bouquet of flowers. Okay, and the complaints were that the jewelry was like not from a establishment that she was happy with, right? It was from a mainline jeweler, right? But it wasn't from a specialised jeweler that bothered her. The restaurant was not something that she liked, would choose, and the flowers were not flowers that I chose the wrong flowers. Right? Okay.
I think you chose the wrong woman.
Were they orange?
I
Were
don't
they
think
orange?
she's ever going to. She would
She like
struggle
that,
to
yeah.
be happy. In a
Yeah,
relationship.
and my attitude was like, oh my
In
God,
life,
like,
maybe.
can't
Yeah.
you be happy? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a guy who's made a big effort
It's
for you, right?
Yeah.
And it was a big effort, okay? Particularly in that position.
Please
I
tell me
wasn't
you didn't
like-
go on a second date.
I did.
But some people use that as a
And
deflection
then
or they're not happy.
you would have started feeling resentment.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is where resentment comes into the relationship.
And guess what? I never wanted to buy flowers for her ever again, right?
Yeah.
And I was in a relationship for quite some time with this woman, but I didn't ever want
And
to.
then she would have said, but you never buy me flowers.
Boom.
Yeah.
And
the
that's where it
Yeah,
started.
and the dinner situation, okay, you can't be in your masculine. You can't go and go, oh, I'll book this particular restaurant, because guess what? She'll go, oh, I don't like that. So you end up you flip the other way and kind of go, where would you like to
This
go?
is where you really have to take a look at yourself and why. Well, in my opinion,
Yeah.
but I've been with my partner, my husband, for 37 years, so I wouldn't know.
Amazing.
But I would just go, knowing now what I know, I would go, why am I choosing a person like that?
And why am I putting up with it?
And
Yeah,
what
and why
you
am I putting up with it?
What you can do, Aaron, is you give 2 choices.
Yeah.
Would you like to go to Italian or would you like to go to
Mexican.
Hungry Jack's or McDonald's?
She's never going to be happy, right? Yeah.
But some people don't want to be happy. They like to complain
Yes,
about things,
yes,
right?
yes.
So
Yeah.
you
Yes.
can't please, like, you can't heal someone that doesn't want to be healed. You
Well-
can't make someone happy that never wants to be happy.
The rain is absolutely fully coming down now. So I appreciate it's probably hard for people to hear, but it's the end of the day, you want to be with someone who is I don't know, you have a genuine close relationship. You love them, you miss them, all of that sort of thing. It is very, very hard on dating, and the fact that you've been together with your husband for such a long time, you guys have been together for such a long time. It's an incredible gift, right?
Oh, I feel blessed
Yeah,
and grateful
same.
to have that.
Because
I
to
know
try and
that.
find that in a modern world.
Yeah.
So, like now, as a man, and I can only give my experience as a man because that's the world I'm living in, right? Okay, it feels like when a dating situation now is more like a business deal. I come and make a proposal. This is why you should go out with me. This is what's great about me.
Yeah, that's
And the
rubbish.
woman who comes brings nothing. And that's the honest truth.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're not feeling that they actually have to, their effort is to show up.
Yeah.
Now, maybe that's the women I'm attracted to. Maybe that's an inner thing, whatever. But I'm not the only person who's having that experience. So, yeah, I mean, if we could just get people to actually realise when you're coming into a situation like this, like
I
come
would
in
be
with,
dating a man then, Aaron, if that was the case.
just
might be yet happening. Who knows?
a couple of great questions coming through. So let's try
and we
get to them.
are. I'm looking at the
Oh,
time as well.
Wow, we are absolutely flying
Wow.
through time. So thank you, Samuel, for your comment here. As it comes up, when two people are triggered, how do you pause and choose connection over conflict?
Oh,
Oh, there's a
question.
good one.
Is it?
I mean, you want to answer this? Do you want me to answer
There
it?
you go for this one.
I think it's about having conversations about these when you're not triggered to start off with, about what do we do in
Conflict
this situation. Like, let's work out a strategy, because the reality is in relationships we have conflict. Like we talked about. If you're not having arguments or disagreements, I call BS. Either one of you is abandoning yourself totally for that to happen. So it's about having conversation. Well, what will our strategy be? How do we want to choose to communicate? And then when it happens, choose a code word and make the code word funny.
Okay.
So you might say, purple pineapples or
It's always pineapple.
pink flamingos or clowns with carrot noses. And one person says the code word kind of breaks state to snap you into, oh, yeah, okay, let's go to our strategy. So you don't go, oh, we've got to use our strategy and you're not using it. That's not going to work. So you choose a funny code word that is just going to allow
Just
you.
crack up laughing because it's what we do.
It's what we call
We
breaking.
just
Breaking
laugh.
state.
Yeah, breaking
So
state.
that was a great question. Thank you for asking that.
Oh, look, a great comment there from Nicole as well. Yeah, Nicole.
Definitely picking the wrong women.
Okay. And Nicole, what I might do is just pop my phone number on the bottom of the screen. Great comment also from Travis before there, and this is a very real thing that's going on at the moment where men are choosing women from other countries, quite frankly, because Western women
Different
are
cultural
becoming very, very, very difficult, right?
That's what-
Because it seems to be very much that situation of the man has to come and as I say, make the big sale, and the woman in Western society right now is not bringing a lot to the party. And I know that I'll cop some flack on that, right? And I absolutely love women. I'm surrounded by wonderful women, but it is time for women to step up a little bit. And I want to defend, not my comment, but I actually defend women on this one. There's been such a long time of women and men's roles being so screwed up that women are probably in a similar situation of not knowing who they are and living in their masculine.
So, Aaron, the advice that you would give to women going on a date
With you.
Yep.
is
0409.
What's your business strategy, Aaron?
is to be kind.
Oh, I say that. It's really interesting you say that. I am actually like the woman that I'm looking for in life, and I'm not like going out there and shopping. I mean, I'm just going to.
Well, you kind of are.
Man does not live by bread alone. No, you've thrown me there. I think, like, I want someone kind and considerate in my life, right? The number one, my prerequisite, if you like, okay, is a woman with kind eyes. Okay, because kind eyes normally means kind soul. And you're not finding a lot of that now, and it's a tough gig.
Eyes are a big thing.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my thought.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
So Kim and Luke, back to you two,
Absolutely.
and what you do with couples. Do you work separately with couples who are going through a hard time in their relationship and then come together? How does it work?
Yeah, so our group program, we have sessions where the couple is together, and then we have sessions where they're separated.
And
work
do you
on the
separate
different
with
stuff.
So the female goes with you and the male, or
We ask
or
them
whoever.
ask them what their
Yeah,
preference
wow,
is.
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
What their preference is, because depending on what their wounds are, someone might prefer to work with a male
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
a female, or
Makes
vice versa.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we want the best outcome for our client.
Mhm.
So when it comes to that, it's whatever their preference
I actually
is.
recommended your name, Kim, to somebody the other day that's going through an awful domestic violence situation at the moment.
Yep.
And I haven't connected you yet. But do you help a lot of women going through that?
Yeah. So she's still in the relationship, or she's
No.
left? She's left.
No, she's still in the
Still in
home.
it. Yeah, so I have worked with women that are still in an unhealthy relationship. The trouble with, I can only help them so far.
It's a he. Sorry, she's in the home. He's left.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's very, very
Yeah, because
nasty.
really when it comes to domestic violence, in either way, because it can go both ways. Like,
Correct. Lived it.
it's about the person who's been the subject of the violence. They lose their sense of identity, they lose their self-worth, they lose their self-esteem. So it's about helping them reclaim that
Mhm.
and heal. And unfortunately, especially if there's children involved and they have to have an ongoing relationship with that person, it's about helping them find a place where they're less triggered,
Mhm.
so they can have, make decisions from a less triggered place.
Yeah, she was just feeling very, very lonely and secluded.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like she was getting the support she needed from the legal system. Yeah, and it was difficult.
Yeah, and it's about helping empower them so they can, feel more about who they are. If someone's still in a relationship, the depth of healing that I can help someone with is reduced, because if they're still in the situation, it's like the scab still gets picked off
Yeah.
every time they're back in that
Mm.
environment.
Yeah.
But I have helped women find the courage to leave. Like
Which
the
is
work
huge.
they've done with me has helped them have the courage to finally leave.
So what do you love most about this aspect of your work, both of you? Because I know that you're an electrician by trade,
Yeah.
and Kim, I'm not sure whether you're still doing bookkeeping.
No,
No,
I
you don't do
my
that.
coaching stuff pretty much. Yeah.
Coaching full time now. So what do you love most about it?
I just enjoy connecting with people and getting people to where they feel comfortable in their own skin, they feel comfortable in their relationship again. They can see where they're heading in life. Because
Yeah,
I think that's
that's
a big
important.
part of a relationship and yourself is you lose direction.
Yeah.
You lose
Yeah.
you lose yourself, such as,
Finding yourself, finding
and then
your
once you
self-worth.
re-find yourself, you feel grounded again. You actually know where you're going. You know what you want.
Do you still do your man cave workshops?
I still got a men's group. Yeah, we're on
Yeah.
a men's group once a month. Yeah,
Okay.
that's really good. And a big part of that is masculine, feminine energies. Getting guys around in a group together and talk about their burdens, their problems, and no one talking about, hey, I know how to fix that.
Yeah.
Teaching guys how to, let them go. It's such a big thing, because we're always like, I know how to sort that out. I've got a guy or this or that, instead of just going, okay, yeah,
It's
I
being
hear you.
vulnerable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and teaching people to be vulnerable, especially with some strangers as well. So it makes it really nice, and a lot of people have had some really good feedback. Some people have said this has really saved me from where I was at. I really look forward to this once a month. Not that I want to have it more often, but
It's got to be practical.
yeah, you got to be practical. You get to.
And if anyone's listening and isn't physically in Perth, can you help them online as well?
Working one-on-one. Yeah, I can definitely do it through Zoom. I've had clients all over
Okay.
New Zealand and US and all around Australia. So yeah, it's just a matter of just balancing the time zones.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
wonderful.
we always work it out, don't
Yeah.
we?
What about you, Kim? What do you love most about what you're doing?
Look, we have a epidemic of mental health problems, and I just love working with. I love working with women and specifically like mothers as well, because it's helping change. It helps their children. It ripples out. It affects the whole family. It
that's so
affects
true.
the community.
Sure does.
It affects everyone. And I love just people knowing that they don't have to just accept. They have a choice. They don't have to accept. Some of my clients have been through horrific experiences that, severely traumatizing, but you don't have to let that define you.
Yeah.
That you can't, there are things out there that can help you re-find yourself, to feel good about who you are, to love your life again, to find healthy relationships, to, all those
Kim,
things.
you've just nailed it. I tell you right now, we have to finish the show because that is perfect advice to finish on. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for both of you being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm telling you straight out.
Sorry,
right,
we
I'm
didn't
going
get
to
to
go
cover
and watch this.
everything, but
I'm going to go watch this myself later on because
And now we've caused another problem for you for the Sunday show.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. You enjoy that. But thank you everybody for being part, of course, of the one thing here in
thanks for
East
joining us.
Australia.
Thank
Ever felt lost online finding the right businesses?
Absolutely, like a needle in a haystack.
Introducing the Worldwide Awake Business Directory.
Tell me more.
It's your hub for businesses sharing your values. Discover eco-friendly products, socially responsible services, and more.
Count me in. I'll check it out straight away.
Find businesses aligned with your values on the Worldwide Awake Business Directory. Start making a difference with every purchase.